Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about my opinions and reviews of the prologue of Project Eden's Garden. If you don't know, Project Eden's Garden is like a Danganronpa fan game that has recently released the prologue, and let me tell you, it was fantastic. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about some things I liked, and I'm also going to give a few critiques here and there, but overall it was an extremely good chapter. And of course, spoilers for the whole thing. So if you haven't played it yourself, obviously play that. I'll link in the description below if you want to play it. And yeah, feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, what things that you guys like, what things that you may think could be a little better. But overall, I thought this was an amazing fan game. So yeah, let's talk about it. First thing I want to talk about is the environment. Oh my god, the environment is extremely good. I especially like the basement area. It just looks super creepy and just fits super perfectly in a Danganronpa game as it is about murder. So having like creepy atmospheres definitely help it a lot. Of course, the upstairs area as well looks nice as well with all the paintings everywhere that have like animal references to them. I'm starting to get the idea that maybe they're related to the animals that the 16 characters have in the game. And yeah, the outside world, just everything. The tree area just looks all fantastic. All the 2D art and the 3D art just look phenomenal. And even the music. The music is really good. I do like the creepy music in the basement, especially. Yeah, it is creepy. And just even in talking to characters, I just like the music. It feels very Danganronpa-y, but also feels very original at the same time, which I like. It helps it stick out to be kind of its own thing at the same time. And of course, we have to talk about the characters. The characters in this game are absolutely phenomenal. There are 0 characters in this game I would even say are okay. I think I like every single one so far, at least a good amount. Of course, there's a few that I absolutely love. And yeah, the character designs are phenomenal. I do like the diversity of the character designs, and I do like how they're not too over the top crazy with a billion trillion colors, so they're not an eyesore to look at. They actually look very pleasant to look at. Now, a lot of these characters I can definitely see just being super fun to cosplay. I'm already getting ideas of characters I want to cosplay because these are just such great designs. Like, they're all unique at the same time. Like, they're not like too basic where they're like very generic, but they're also like not over the top either, which I like. And all the character personalities are just fantastic as well. I really don't have much complaints about those overall. I like all the variety of kind of the loud, funnier characters and the more quieter characters, but the quieter characters do seem interesting. So there's pretty much a character for everyone here because that's what I love about Danganronpa and just fan games overall. I just love having a variety of characters, so there's like a character for someone. Like, no matter what type of characters you may like, there's always someone there for you, and this game definitely has a character for you. I think they're all phenomenal, though. I think you'll like the cast a lot overall. And of course, we gotta talk about the voice acting, and oh my gosh, the voice acting in this game is just absolutely phenomenal. All the voice acting doesn't just sound official. It literally is just official. Like, every single voice actor just contributes so much to like the actual characters and the immersive experience of the game. Like, there is 0 weak links in this. Everyone is just equally strong in their own ways, and like the voice actors are extremely talented along with the other team. But oh my gosh, the voice actors, all the voices just fit super perfectly with all the characters. I even like how they went as far as to making like Jet's voice kind of muffled as he's in a suit. It honestly just makes it just much cooler, and I like the extra detail they went with this character. And I have like literally 0 complaints with any of the voice actors they chose and their voice acting skills. They're all just amazing, and I can definitely see them all going extremely far in the future as far as future project goes. I know some of these voice actors are in other games and stuff like that, are going to be in other games, and that's super awesome. I'm super happy for them because they definitely deserve it. After hearing all their performances in this game, they just all did phenomenal. As far as the writing goes, I just want to talk about it a little bit. It is a little funny at times. It is like, has some meme lines. It feels like it was definitely written in 2020 with kind of some of the dialogue choices, especially us living in that near those years. You kind of just like understand a lot of the references there. I didn't really expect them to have this meme of dialogue in the prologue, but I mean, I kind of enjoy it. One thing I do kind of hope in the future chapters is maybe they'll like tone it down a little bit as when the game is getting serious, as the killing game is like actually starting. I feel like maybe slowing down on the meme dialogue might be the best choice, because I just feel like this game feels like a more serious approach to Danganronpa rather than a more silly one. But honestly, I'm down for it being a little more silly. It just kind of subverted my expectations a little bit as like the serious trailer and then like the funny meme dialogue. I do like the writing though. I really don't have any complaints with it. Like everything was just super interesting. It kept things going, which I like. And all the dialogue and all the characters bouncing off each other's personalities, I really liked it. And I'm just super excited to see where they go with the writing in the future, as there's just already a lot to work with, as in terms of directions they could take anything. The performance of the game was overall pretty good. There was a few small problems, like I had some flickering here and there, and also when the intro was playing at the end of the prologue, it was like very flashy with all these green squares just popping up everywhere. Also, for some reason, when you play with 2 monitors, when I tried loading up the game, it just didn't work. I did find a solution of unplugging my HDMI so it only displays on my 1 monitor and then just plugging it back in, and that ended up working. I don't know, it's just a weird glitch where for some reason having 2 monitors, it doesn't want to open up. I don't know what's causing this issues. I just wanted to report on a few of the issues that I ran into as far as performance goes, because the Eden's Garden team has been working super hard to fix pretty much any issue that the game's running into. And I respect that. And I've been loving how much they've been like putting the effort into like fixing things and making it the best experience it can be. So yeah, nothing too big, just some small issues here and there as far as performance goes. Again, if there's something that I could do to fix it, let me know in the comments. I'll put my computer specs on the screen, so maybe there's something wrong with one of those parts that might cause the problem. Now let's talk about the twist, the thing that made this prologue stand out a lot. The murder in the prologue. Now, this is a murder that apparently already happened. It's just a recreation of the case. You think you found a body in a 17th student, but actually is a doll, which is a pretty cool twist overall. And we do like a fake kind of trial thing. They don't know it yet, but the audience does know it's a killing game, which I think is honestly cool. I think that works in the fans' favor of us knowing more about the game than they do. So it's like, oh boy, so this is interesting. And it gives theories to what could potentially happen in the future. So having this kind of twist in the beginning of the game is really cool. And as far as the trial goes, I really did like it, and I thought it was really cool. There are just a few small things that I do want to mention though that I think could be a little bit better, but it still really is good. And let's talk about some of the pros about the trial. I do think it is really cool to see every single character be in a trial state and like try to figure out the murder. I think honestly it's really cool, as most of the time not every single character gets to partake in the trial, as far as the main cast goes, of course. I do also like that for this game in particular, they have like something called pathos bullets. You can be like more emotionally supporting, which I think also makes it super interesting, especially since there's like different routes for it. You can choose to be a little more emotional or choose to just be completely logical. I always just love how in linear games, they always add like non-linear routes to like just see like a little bit of different outcome that don't change too much, but still it's super cool just to see like different paths that you can do. I wonder if they'll add like ethos and logos bullets, because that'd be pretty funny, you know, have like the whole triangle there. But yeah, I do like that you can be a little bit more on the emotional side, which I like. It makes the characters feel a little bit more human. And the case was overall pretty fun to solve. It was easy, which I think is fine for the very first trial. It was just a fun way to get back into like the Danganronpa murder solving mindset. And yeah, it also gives more theories to like what could have happened previously with this case. So this case is definitely still going to be like really important to the main plot, which I also like. So not only was it a fun little starting trial, but also it's important. And just the lighting and the artwork in the class trial area is just absolutely gorgeous. It looks like I'm playing with RTX on at 4K. It just looks that beautiful. As far as things that I think could be a little better, I think the non-stop debates can use some improvements. Like sometimes more than one truth bullet would make sense for a statement. Like in the first non-stop debate, Cassidy states that the victim died by the gun, and while stating that the gun is fully loaded does make sense, also saying that the knife was the murder weapon as she has 28 stab wounds into her also makes just as much sense. So I feel like both truth bullets could have worked there, and I feel like maybe route splitting like they did with the pathos bullets would have made sense there, just have like different outcomes. If they did want to keep it one singular route, I think one thing they could have done instead of saying that the gun murdered her is just simply saying that the gun was used at some point. That way you're not really debating her cause of death, and you're debating whether the gun was ever used at some point or not. I do also want to talk about the closing argument. I thought the closing argument was pretty good. It had pretty good art. I think my biggest problem with it is just the controls. The controls weren't bad, they just felt a little weird. Having WSD control the right side of the screen and having Q and E very close to it controlling the left side, which is the panel section. Just kind of having them all clumped together just felt a little weird. It wasn't bad or anything. I just feel like there might have been a little bit better ways to do it. I think in my opinion, I just always like more simpler controls. So I think just using the mouse where you click on one of the panel on the side and then click on one of the question marks here, I think that would have been easier. And maybe just using A and D to scroll through the panels. That way there's less buttons involved and it's less complicated and weird to control. Again, it is a small part of the game and it is not that big of a deal. I just think, in my opinion, the controls could be a little better. But yeah, it was fun overall. I did like how every single character had like talk in the comic. I feel like it's just more grand when there's like a bunch of characters all coming together to say parts of it rather than just one character. And it makes them feel like they're just in the room with you and not just you, and that's it. I do like at the end where like Tozu kind of comes out and like tells them all about the killing game after they solve the case and be like, so this is kind of what you're going to be doing from now on, which I think is honestly really cool. I do like the huge buildup of doing a trial and then revealing, all right, guys, we're doing this for real. I think it honestly is really cool and does build like a grand build up to the whole game. And it's very exciting overall. And I do like the showing of doing the trials prior to like show them that this is the real deal instead of just telling them, because it feels more of a joke that way. So having this kind of build up to it and like actually showing, hey, I can set up murders, I have dummies, I have blood, I have a trial room. We're doing this game whether you like it or not. Honestly, just seems more despair-inducing, but also it is really cool overall. One final thing I want to say that goes just beyond the game is just how much the creators of this game are like interacting with their community. I just think that's super amazing how they're like always supporting fan artists and video creators, like people that worked on these projects, the voice acting stuff like that. They're like in my comment section, stuff like that, which I think is just super cool. I just love how supportive they are of their own community and just making themselves be part of it. And it's just a fun time overall. And it just makes the experience super memorable. Like you interacting with like the voice actors and the writers and the music creators and everyone in between, and how they're like super nice about the work that you make, about their content because you're a fan of it. It's just super awesome and just makes the community just feel so much stronger. And a community as tight-knit as this is just truly irreplaceable. And so yeah, those are my overall opinions on the game so far. Personally, I do really enjoy it, and there isn't really much to complain about. Every single complaint that I've even mentioned in this video is just very small critiques. I know the creators asked for some critiques, so I just wanted to give a little bit here since I think that would be the perfect time to. But yeah, everything about this is just super top notch. Like the visuals, the writing, the music, everything just about it is just super amazing. Like this is literally the Danganronpa before like I dreamed of having. I'm just so happy that this game exists. Shout out to every single person that worked on this game. And I know I've been saying this a lot. Everything's just amazing. I know I've been saying that a lot. I just don't know how else to describe it. So yeah, keep up the good work, team. You all are very talented and have so much potential in the future. Obviously, if you do have things that you disagree with, or maybe there's some other problems that I haven't pointed out, feel free to let me know. I'm honestly super interested to talk about things that you guys liked and what things that you disliked. I'm always down for that. I always just find that interesting. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked it, you know what to do, and of course, I'll see you on the next one. Bye!